Rugby league's right at the heart of Kiwi culture. Were you shocked to see him bounce out of the World Cup last week to Fiji? And what was the feeling like here in New Zealand?
Yeah, it's been a funny year, and obviously living here, you get to know more about it, and you get the feel for things. But ever since probably the Four Nations, and they didn't have the greatest of tours over there. I know they got to the final and got beat quite convincingly, but it's been a tough gig for David Kidwell, and not just him, the New Zealand Rugby League. So yeah, it's with the Tongans and the players sort of defecting to the Tongan team the last minute, it caused a lot of disruption, and there's a lot of pressure on not just the team and the coaches, but the whole organisation in New Zealand at the minute. So a lot of questions being asked, and to be fair, Fiji played well, but to go out in a quarter final at 4-2 and no tries be scored, it was a bit of a shock to say the least for most of the Kiwis over here.
What we have seen in this World Cup, which I think has been absolutely phenomenal, is the teams like PNG, Tonga and Fiji, the fans, the colours, the energy. And I suppose with such a large Tongan community, they really, like the noisy neighbours, really made themselves heard down when New Zealand went out.
Yeah, it's good to see, isn't it? I haven't been to a game live yet for the World Cup, and hopefully we're going this weekend to cheer on England. But I think there'll be an overwhelming red sea in Mount Smart Stadium, as there was in the pool game against New Zealand. And there was more red shirts in the crowd than there was Kiwi shirts and the black stuff. So it's going to be real interesting. The Tongan community is massive, and the same as the Samoan community. And they like to get behind the teams, they like to support, and they like to show their faith. If you're travelling around, you'll see all the cars with the flags hanging out, a little bit like when it's the World Cup for England back home with all the English flags hanging out there. But they're really going for it, and it's going to be a great occasion in the semi-final.